I thought I was traveling to the end of the world, but in truth, I was only traveling deeper into myself. They told me about a man named Kurtz, a remarkable agent, they said, a genius, a visionary, but no one had heard from him in months. There is a fascination with the unknown, a desire to pierce the veil and look into the darkness, not to run from it, but to understand it. We left the bustling port behind, moving slowly up the great river. The water shimmered under the dying light, and the jungle on both sides seemed to breathe, alive and watching. I sat in silence, listening to the hum of the engine and the occasional distant cry from the shore. There was a strange beauty in the wilderness and a heavier strangeness in what lay ahead. I saw broken machinery left to rust in the grass, half-built structures forgotten by time, and black men chained, carrying baskets of stones under the white sun. This was not civilization. It was a great lie wrapped in smoke and noise, a theater of cruelty disguised as progress. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows over the Congo River. The boat pushed forward slowly, the engine sputtering like a tired beast. Marlow stood silently, eyes fixed on the horizon, where the forest seemed to breathe and whisper secrets in a language only madness could understand. The journey into the jungle deepened. The river narrowed, choked by the overwhelming growth of nature. Vines hung like nooses, trees twisted like ancient guardians. The air was thick, not just with humidity, but with something heavier, something unseen. We were not merely sailing into the forest, we were sailing into the heart of something unknowable. As dusk fell, drums echoed from deep within the jungle. They weren't rhythmic or festive. They were a warning, a cry from the trees. No one on the boat spoke. Even the air seemed afraid to move. Marlow felt it in his bones. Something watched them from the dark. At last, they reached the inner station. Marlow stepped onto land, and there he was, Kurtz, pale, thin, with eyes that seemed too large for his skull. He spoke softly, but carried a terrifying intensity. Around him, the jungle was silent, as if nature itself listened to him. This was no ordinary man. This was a prophet, mad or divine. Kurtz lay dying. His voice had grown faint, but his mind burned like a wildfire. As Marlow sat beside him, Kurtz whispered his final words. The horror, words that echoed far beyond the room, beyond the jungle, beyond death itself. Marlow did not understand them, but he felt them deeply. Marlow returned to the city, to the familiar gray streets. But he was no longer the same. The lies people told, the masks they wore, all seemed meaningless now. When he met Kurtz's fiancée, he couldn't bring himself to repeat the last words. He told her Kurtz died with her name on his lips. And maybe, in some small way, that too was true.